the idea of handing over my home to someone was really daunting for me, but immediately I think we just really clicked.
There's so much information out there now, and clients often come to me after they've started to explore the process themselves and thought that it would be a really simple process to achieve, but they almost overwhelm themselves with information.
Yes.
And it's trying to actually reduce that down to what is right for you and your family.
I remember I came with you with all my inspiration, and then when you showed me your ideas for my home, it's funny how automatically I kind of switched off and went, oh, it's as clear as day. This is exactly what I would imagine my home to look like.
Yes. Those relationships are so important, and it's really important that I get to know you and your family and how you live and use your spaces and, you know, what is important to you in your day-to-day life, because it's your forever home. And anyone else that you have involved in a project, the more collaborative you can be, the better the outcome will be.
I think that a lot of influence came from other people.
Yeah.
So outside of our communication, I was getting friends or neighbours or whoever saying, oh, I hope you're not having your sink in your island bench. And then I'd go, oh, it's my island bench. And so it was all about kind of thinking about, okay, where am I at with Cassie? What's her best advice, instead of listening to the noise outside of that?
So it's such a big investment. And by having a designer on board, you're able to make sure that you've done it once and you got it right. And there's no needing to go back and make changes.
We did work hand in hand with Clancy Constructions and that communication. Having you at every site meeting was so good for me to have you translate exactly what they were talking about, because there was a lot of information coming to a site meeting.
The translation's really interesting, actually, because I think in a site meeting, I think the builders are coming from it from a practical perspective, but I'm coming from a creative perspective. So it's really important that everyone has an understanding of what's actually happening.
So for me, the fun part of working with you was going out and selecting. The first place we went to was Reese.
Yes.
The showroom. A lot to choose from.
Yeah, and that's why I took you to Reese Burwood, because their showroom there is amazing. It's a one-stop shop. Their range is huge, and they've got, you know, really cost-effective options, and then they've got the luxe, beautiful, high-end options as well. The sink was an interesting one.
Well, that's my fault.
No, it's not.
I changed that sink from kitchen bench to side bench probably 2 times, 3 times in the plan, but I needed to get it right.
Yeah, it's such an important component of the kitchen, the sink. It's controversial, because even though it's something we need to look at, it's that form versus function kind of aesthetic. And I think by having it in the island bench, you've got this amazing pool outlook and garden, and you know, it's where your children are playing, and you've got your living room.